Welcome to ScienceGal-Aquatics. I'm Kerri, and in today's video, today I wanted to give you an inside look at Aquashella Orlando 2021, so stay tuned. So in today's video, I did want to pick up right where we left off at the hotel. I wanted to take you inside Aquashella, show you the setup of the fish tube booth, and just take you around this awesome hotel. This venue and show this year could not have been a better time, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. In fact, I think I have a little too much footage to show you, so I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and grab Jesse and just react to the footage right along with you. So if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to ScienceGal-Aquatics because you won't want to miss what we came home to. But let's go grab Jesse, grab a snack because this is a long one, and possibly a soda pop because I think we have some stories to tell. But let's go jump right into it. We picked up right where we left off. We're at the hotel.
Thursday. My first palm tree. I had never been to Florida. Now you want to talk about an exciting deal. They tell you kind of where to go.
We read the map wrong.
And there's two elevators that are both whatever it was, Emerald Bay. There's Emerald Bay A and Emerald Bay B, as you could well see right now.
We did eventually find the room, but it did take a while.
But we also got to explore a lot of cool stuff.
This sailboat was really cool. I'm going to go to all of the elevator beams, and I'm going to split the video together.
Yeah. And you'll have to wait till later on. You ought to see what the top of this place looks like at night.
These were the alligators.
Yeah, and they have a show once a week where they feed them and you can come and check it out.
Yeah, and they have the turtles are in there too. It was really cool. This whole place was amazing, and then of course the octopus.
Yeah, there's the beginning setup of Aquashella right there.
You're not excited until you see the pink octopus.
and they're blowing up this semi-dirty Nemo.
There's a clip in here if you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
They tried so hard to get that clean. They tried and tried.
It was a daily process that you'd come outside just to watch, see what they were doing.
That's what this is. We were just watching, seeing the progress because they did try so hard.
And then I believe later on, I think at some point the octopus got popped.
It was at the end of the show, I think, or
yeah, somebody popped the octopus.
yeah, I don't know what happened, but they'll have to get another one. And these koi were beautiful. I kept going back and watching.
I was trying to figure out how I could smuggle one out. I don't think I'd have got it anywhere, but
they were so pretty.
They have one of America's biggest indoor atriums. Everything's under roof.
And the one we stayed at in Texas had the same similar, like the koi were beautiful.
I mean, the venue, the place to stay was awesome. And then in a little bit you'll see the venue and
yeah, this is long, so buckle up.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to cut. Everything was so cool. And these lizards, I was obsessed with because I've never seen them just out in the open, just everywhere like that. And they reminded me of the raptors from Jurassic Park for some reason. They were just everywhere. They were babies. You could see the babies in the morning, but if you got too close, they would of course scatter. But I tried the whole time. They were just everywhere. They were cool though.
yeah, anytime you're outside there was always something.
And this was at the fish tube booth. We hadn't got the banner yet. It hadn't come in yet, so we were just
Stay tuned for the lasers later on. That's just a little prelim shot.
The ring light, our ring light was probably the biggest celebrity there. Our ring light was part of every picture. It was fun traveling with the ring light.
Oh, there's saltwater aquarium setting up.
It was just, I was just so excited to get there. We barely checked into the, like, we just threw the stuff in the room and just hightailed it to the show just to see what we could help with.
Yep, there's John. There'll be a lot of shots. There's John from KG Tropicals. He was there early.
He was the first one. John Elise was the first one. As soon as we opened the door, I was like, oh, I'm in the right place.
Yep.
I was helping him set up, and I just thought it was
They were
funny.
running a test.
Yeah, and the camera is perfectly framed on my, like...
There's Fishy Biz, me standing in the background. There's obviously John and Lisa.
This was just a highlight. I don't even remember what I was, like, said, because it was just a blur. They're so awesome. And I just thought it was funny that Fishy Biz was there with us, so it was the Missouri folk together.
There's Joe from the old shrimp shack. Old nighttime shot of the octopus.
This is the next Friday.
Friday morning.
We had started to get a few more things in.
Well, the big thing was for the fish tube stuff and everybody else, everything's getting shipped in. And there's actually a lot of things are getting shipped in. So FedEx.
They had a whole FedEx building there.
Yeah, behind the scenes, there's a whole FedEx building behind the exit doors. And that's where you had to go and try to find your stuff.
And they were really nice because it was they were supposed to take the packages upstairs, which was another $15, but they were kind enough to let us just pick them up in the back. But yeah, that was more lizards. But that place was expensive. When everybody's saying it was expensive, but it was so nice. And then here's the banner.
There's what we got from FedEx. We got it in on Friday.
It was from Jadron Aquatics.
Yep.
And the booth was sponsored by Flip, KG or Fishkeeping, KeepFishkeeping.com, and Fritz sponsored the fish tube booth. But Jadron, I believe, made the banner, and we shifted it. They shifted it in. And the little phrase at the top there, we made that up. Some people don't know what fish tube is when they're at Aquashella, so we were trying to come up with a phrase that people that didn't know what fish tube was.
Oh, there's Pet Tech. Pet Tech was just made a cameo.
Jay Wilson.
And there's Jay Wilson. There's James from Fish Room Fever.
And Ed.
Chattanooga Ed. They all showed up on Friday. And now's kind of when we were getting everything kind of decided what was going to go on and how it was all going to happen. And we got with Rob from Flip Aquatics. We
came up with a game plan.
And so then we had them bring us some more pipe and not drape, just pipe.
Yeah, and we had the tables, and then we didn't have the tables because someone else needed tables, and then we got more tables. So the table thing worked out.
Yeah, we were just trying to come up with a...
Just working.
You are.
Me filming.
Yeah, I'm just... You guys, unless you were there, you do not understand how big this banner is.
This banner was huge.
This banner's
It was so
This banner is
awesome.
20 foot long and 10 foot high, and it's a vinyl banner, so it's very, very heavy.
There's Lucas and Sarah when they popped in.
And Friday is just a madhouse of everybody trying to get set up,
Yeah,
get all
they were
their
working,
displays.
working. To the wee hours of the morning, just working.
Yep. There's Flip's booth there. Oh yeah.
Rob was a busy guy.
It was fun for me because I enjoyed all.
He helped carry in the sump for predatory fins, which I think their sump was 300 gallons and that tank was 800 gallons.
No, I didn't help carry in
Oh.
the sump for predatory fins. I helped carry when we spin back around.
Oh, I got that wrong.
The aquarium on opposite of the fish tube booth.
I just know you helped carry a huge sump.
I helped carry a huge fish tank.
There's Fritz.
There's Fritz, and they're building the Fritz couch, and later on I'll give a big shout out to Fritz because they ended up letting us have the Fritz couch, and we put it in the YouTube booth, which worked out really good.
You'll see it here in a little bit. It's kind of a blur. It goes by so fast that you. Sometimes it's just like trying to remember everything.
All right, where's it at? Oh, we ain't got that shot.
I don't know. I didn't get to see as much of the vendors as I normally do. I kind of just stayed around the fish tube booth because we were just working the fish tube booth.
Well, right there, what was going on actually, folks, that was Mag Float putting up their stuff in our booth because they had a small booth. They needed the room to set up.
And this was helping Lucas. And I didn't record this, so all of it. So if you want to check out the stream of more behind the scenes of helping Lucas, Chad Newt Ed filmed this. But I was carrying tanks, so I didn't have an extra hand.
Yeah. There's Lucas's van. He's gonna back up the ramp, and I borrowed somebody's cart, and we loaded that bad boy down, and I took off.
That was a line of YouTubers. It's hard to hear where the audio is versus, but
Yeah, and everybody. I mean, when you're there, you show up early. Everybody helps everybody.
yeah. I like going to the show and seeing the show, but my favorite part's just helping.
Yep, and there's the beginning setup of LRB's booth.
We helped him set up his shells, and then we just stepped back and let him work 360. He's got it down to a science.
Yep.
They're on it.
Yeah, he had everything packed the way he wanted it. It didn't take him probably 2 hours to get
Well, I
everything
don't know.
set up. It was pretty
I
cool.
know they
for real.
waited for water, but more lizards. They had some issues with water because I think someone took water that wasn't supposed to, but I don't know. They all worked it out. Everybody, in the end, it all worked out. Everybody's tanks look really
At
good.
an Aquashella event, a trash can, a 55-gallon trash can is a very important item.
Yeah. I always wondered how they did that before I started going, and they do have it down to it. All those vendors, they know exactly what to do and how to do it, and just get out of their way and let them work.
All right, now here is late at night. Here's Dustin's all set up.
We were a little worried because one of the tables was bowing, but again, everything was. I kept telling Jesse the whole time we were going, I was like, this has been a really smooth show. Like, the travel was smooth, the setup was pretty smooth. I don't know, like, but when we got home, it wasn't so smooth.
Yeah, everything went south from there.
So stay tuned to the next video.
That tank right there,
Oh, it was this one?
that big
gotcha.
rimless tank.
Either way, it was still heavy.
That big tank.
That one.
That big rimless tank I picked up.
I thought their booth was really cool. Had so much cool stuff to look at, but I could not fit one single thing left in my suitcase, and I just didn't want to ship something to myself. I don't know. They could. I could.
If you're in the hobby, there's something there for you. If you're not in the hobby, you're going to be so overwhelmed, you're going to want to find something to be in the hobby.
I know everybody says they wish they had more fresh water, but compared to the first show I went to, they do have. It's each show they
There's
get
the
more
predatory
and more.
fins.
Each show they definitely have more, and this one I really didn't. We walked through the corals in the live stream when we were there, but other than that, that was the only time I got to really go. I was just running errands for everybody, finding water, finding coffee, delivering stuff.
Predatory fins went over the top with the
This
size of the
booth
stuff they took.
was so cool, and that tank,
Oh yeah, check out that turtle.
man. I feel like I got a good shot here coming up to show you guys, but the camera doesn't do it justice. I mean, it was.
There's,
amazing.
look at that bad boy. That is what I'm talking about. And that sump that's doing this whole tank. And right now it's a little cloudy, but the very next morning it cleared up. The sump underneath that tank is as big as that tank almost.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how they could, but they did it.
Yeah, those guys. I mean, there it is. You can kind of see a corner of it. That thing's huge. There's Rob from Flip. It's
This was
backside.
going to dinner. This is when we were trying to find a restaurant to seat 20 plus people. And Jesse skipped out on the dinner, and he said he was
There's
going.
what I skipped out on the dinner to do, and a big shout out to Fritz. There's Rob from Flip Aquatics. He made it happen. He got with the guys at Fritz, and we threw down on that. It was awesome.
Yeah, he skipped out to dinner and went. He was supposed to go back to the room, and then he went and helped. And then I was like, I wanted to help, but the dinner was. I wouldn't have wanted to miss that either. So.
Yeah, it turned out excellent. Yeah, big shout out to Fritz. So.
I'm just recording.
Fritz and Flip Aquatics, they made it come together.
That tank was beautiful. It was really one of the first tanks you spotted when you first walked in, and it was breathtaking.
Well, I noticed this time around there was a lot of cylindrical tanks.
Yes, because they're awesome.
Well, yes, they are awesome.
This was the pool or the water. Was that the? Yeah,
That's
that was the water part.
That's
Cool.
all. This is all inside one complex. We,
This was.
we never
We
had
never
to
got
leave.
to. We never made it to the pool. We just looked at the pool, but it was something. I was like, man, that looks fun.
There's so much, but if you want to get your steps in, let me tell you,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a walk.
I didn't bring my Fitbit, but I think I would have broke it for the amount of steps, and I had never walked so fast in my whole life. Like I was running.
I mean, just the whole place, landscaping, everything. It's amazing.
Yes. I would get up super early and watch them.
Oh, here we
Head
go.
over the tank.
Saturday
This was
morning.
The VIP.
All right, I
Maybe
can't
for
list everybody. There's Sean Peteg. There was Father Fish.
Papa
Je-
Shrimp.
There's Papa Shrimp.
And shout out to Jess, Maine's first Tails and Fins, she got me this shirt and we went around and tried to get everybody to sign it. So shout out to her. Hi Jess.
Yeah.
And that's Aquarium Thoughts, I believe. That's where I didn't know who she was. Like I knew who she was, but I didn't connect it to
Jason
after
from
the
Prime
fact.
Time.
Totally missed out.
I didn't even. It flipped around for there.
Some pictures.
Yeah, there's Joanne.
I still didn't take enough pictures.
Yeah,
I still didn't take enough pictures.
Yeah, there's the ladies of the Fish Fam right there. These are all pictures of the ladies.
This was the saltwater skate off between the Michelle and Evie.
Yep.
I definitely have to start watching more saltwater, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get hooked with these. Oh my gosh, they were talented.
Then I'll have to have one room devoted just to fresh and one room devoted just to salt. I'm running out of space.
It's so over my head, but listening to him talk and the skate offs and walking through the one time I got to this time, I was just like, this is so cool.
Good job, guys. Good job. All right, so that means
No, and the way they had the little presentation area set up, it was awesome. There's Flip. It's just in the back corner. And there was plenty of seating and plenty of room. If you didn't want to sit, you could stand and see everything.
Every one of them had a pretty, like a full house listening. They all did a good job.
Well, I went to almost all of them, and almost all of them were completely full. And I mean, I learned something at every one I went to.
And it poured a few times on us. This was right before a downpour.
Well, I've heard people tell me before that it
did
always
stop,
rains in
yeah.
Florida at least once a day. That's about right.
And
It,
then
it,
stopped.
it just rains for a little bit and then stops. I didn't believe it.
Me
Oh,
trying to dance.
yeah. Kerri trying to get a groove on.
This was the group picture. And somehow
There's Serpent
got,
Designs, there's Dustin.
I got put in charge. And I don't know how. And the best part was all the these YouTubers,
Oh, yeah.
and no one had a
Yeah.
camera.
Hey, this is Rob telling me I gotta take 9,000 pictures.
So we used my cell phone, and right after this cut off, they were like, Carrie's in charge, and I just,
There's Sean up front, the man, the myth, the legend.
it was just such a good time. I went around, I've never talked to so many people. I was like, picture at 7. And this was hanging out at Jess. This was like a little pop-up,
Cocktail bar
yeah, but
that they threw together.
it was it was cool. It was just kind of random, but it was a pop-up.
They threw up inside the hotel like a little speakeasy, old time speakeasy. It was pretty neat. It was just one little room and a guide, and it was really kind of nice.
This was the Brighton Store next to the coffee shop, and it's like the story of my life. So every time I missed my son, I would go call him at by the Brighton Store and get my coffee. You'll see this a few times because every time I missed home, I went to the Brighton storefront. This was Sunday.
There's Ben, Ochart. Yep, there's more people coming in for the meet and greet. Just everybody's just hanging out, talking, having a good time.
Eating donuts and coffee.
Yeah, donuts and coffee. You can't.
Those donuts were a hit.
And Papa Shrimp, big shout out to him and Joe. Those guys are awesome. Fun to hang out with.
I think
There's
Joe was
Zenzo
like,
from Tazawa Tanks.
I think Joe was like your Aquashella best friend.
Yeah, he was my buddy. Yeah, Zenzo's talk was good. It was like his whole life story of how he started from nothing to where he's at now was really cool. This was awesome to watch. I was there.
Escape off.
The scape off between Tanner from Serpent Designs and Dustin from Dustin's Fish Tanks, and those guys were cutting up, having fun, going at it. It was awesome, and they cranked these designs out in under 30 minutes, and they turned out awesome. I would have loved to have been able to see them full of water. Actually, would have been insane.
I think they had the loudest crowd response. It was awesome.
Yeah. Them two just had. It was fun to watch them interact. It really was. And there is John that is now finally married to his beautiful bride.
I'm gonna clap when Lisa comes up, whether I'm here by myself or not, because she is awesome.
So now she is officially Mrs. Hudson.
So we gotta clap. Lisa's coming on stage.
So,
And if you want to check out their full live stream of this talk, I believe it's on their members part of their channel. But oh my gosh, she's awesome. There's no words. John's pretty cool too, but Lisa, man, she's awesome. Here's all the shrimp. I didn't get to record all the shrimp. There was too many people looking, and I didn't want to be rude, so I just got what I could. But
and the shrimp contest, that was a whole nother thing. The judging went a little
I didn't hear anything about anything.
crazy, but they had a little controversy over that. But other than that, yeah, they bring in these shrimp that the colors in this video do not do them justice. Absolutely do not. It's something you just have to check out in person for yourself.
They were talking about shrimp.
If
that
you're
were
into
like-
shrimp,
They were talking about shrimp that were worth thousands of dollars, and I was just like, wow. I like my little Neos.
in every corner of this,
Those shrimp are something, man. They're beautiful.
all of this video, in every corner, you're gonna see something different.
Something. There's just so much to look at. It takes the whole weekend to look, and this is usually I do have a little bit more time to like go up and talk to the vendors and see, but we were just busy at the fish tube booth. I was on the hunt for water fountains and a microwave, and I finally did find a microwave the very last day.
There's Tanner from Server Designs.
There's us.
Yeah. That was after a very long day. There's Sean from Pet Tech.
We were starving by the end of the day because we ate some donuts in the morning and powered through with coffee, or like $16 cup of coffee, and then we finally ate at like 11:30 midnight. But we always went to the same place. It was like there's always someone there to talk to.
Oh yeah.
That water slide was cool. And they even had an arcade.
Yeah. There was a pretty good sized arcade in there for the kids, which most of you go in there, you wouldn't tell how many adults would be there. There'd be all kinds of adults, especially late at night.
Yeah, I would go in there and play. And this, I believe, is the part where this was blocked off most of the weekend, and they finally opened it, and I went up there and.
Well, this place is so big that they were having a wedding there. There was 2 other conventions. One was for Mercury boats.
Yeah, and I think the hotel was just like short-staffed. But this was blocked off for this was blocked off for most of the time.
Yeah, this is where they do a lot of little like weddings and caterings and things like that. It was pretty neat. It'll be real neat here in a minute as we go up these stairs and we run into some people that we've
Everywhere you went, you'd run into somebody.
Yeah, you'd run into somebody that you'd seen all day that you'd say hi to in passing and not really get to talk to, and then later on that evening, boom, here we go. This is what I was telling you about. This is when it gets awesome.
I didn't. It was so long, so
I
cut some of it out, but it's cool. They had it the first night, and then whatever night this was.
Yeah, an entire LED light show inside. It all set to music. It's amazing.
This whole venue was something to behold. And like I said, we stayed at the one in Texas, and it was equally as awesome. But oh no, this the memories.
Yeah, definitely check out Aquashella, and if it's at a Gaylord, you will not be disappointed. I mean, there's always something going on. They have every type of activity pretty much you can imagine. Yeah.
This was the part that was.
There's the little upstairs wedding
It
venue.
looks like a wedding venue, but it was really pretty.
Ta-da! See what? Oh yeah. Nice overshot there. Looking down, kind of giving everybody a size of how big this place is. And this is just one part of the indoor. The indoor keeps continuing, and then besides everything outdoor. And then attached to this is the convention center that is where Aquashella was at, which that was only on one floor. There's a whole nother floor above that with more convention halls and conference rooms.
Yeah.
It's basically its own little city. Yep, there's me talking to Chattanooga Ed.
His camera is something.
There was our place to meet everybody and hang out. This is after the show. This is where you would find me.
We ate at the buffet once, but this was every other time. That's where we ate at.
Yeah.
We always got the chicken nachos.
Yeah, you would find me there. That's where everybody kind of seemed to congregate. They had a little nice outside seating area, indoor seating area. It was right next to you walked out of the convention doors and it was right there. So after a long day, and it always was a long day, I was ready to sit down and relax.
It took like 2 days to recover. This was early in the morning before everybody.
I was gonna say
This was pretty early in the morning. This was like, I think 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's something for you to talk about because I was sleeping.
Yeah, I get up really early. I like to wander around. Anytime I'm at a hotel, I don't know, I like to explore.
When I'm on vacation and you work me that hard,
He's asleep.
I'm asleep. I
I
take my
do
sleep
feel like-
seriously.
I feel like we probably could have worked harder, but I don't know on what. But again, that's my favorite part. That's what I go to. That's what I look forward to the most is just helping.
Yeah. Do not throw coins into the koi fish. Please.
These koi were beautiful.
Oh, I know.
And
Check
they
it.
were a
Check out
few-
that red one.
Yeah, they were a few feet long.
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I would like to find out who takes care of them and all that. That was just.
Be like, props to you.
Yeah.
You do a fantastic job.
Well, the pictures just don't do it justice for the size of what they were and the size of that actual little pond that looks little, but it's not.
It wraps around to the other side. I think I show you. It wraps around. There's just so much footage that I didn't know. I didn't want to cut anything. Everything's so cool.
Well, and everywhere you turn, that
There's something to
this
look
whole
at.
pond just wraps through everything, and then branches off of it, and there's waterfalls
Yeah, 'cause
everywhere. and
See
just-
where that little, there's like a little cave right there. The other koi fish swim through there. There's like a little way that they swim back and forth between them, but they're all, it's just one big lazy river.
Lazy Fish River. For them to go around and around and around. But I'll say, where are you headed now?
I don't know. We will see. Wherever the path may lead.
Well, see, everybody, this is my only, I think, first time watching this
Yeah, he
all
had-
together, so this is anything I see, I'll talk about it because she hasn't showed me. She keeps everything a secret.
That's the Scorpio in me.
I like the one little little gator. He's just off by himself.
Leave
Like
me
I'm
alone.
chilling. I'm chilling. Y'all go pile up on each other. I'm gonna chill. And the turtles just hang out with the gators. I guess everybody gets fed well. They don't.
They don't bother. They didn't seem to care.
They're just like whatever. That's cool. More walking, more waterfalls. Just
Watching videos back like this after I kind of edit them together and I watch them, it always makes me like, not emotional, but like overly happy that I got the opportunity to talk to everybody and just go in general, that I'm just like, I can't even believe I was there. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. But when you sit back and you take it all in, you think back over everything that happened, it was just like, oh my goodness, that was a whirlwind experience. It was just completely surreal.
lots of process.
Yeah.
Lots of process. A lot
Yeah.
going on.
But it's just so fun.
Where am I headed now? Or where are you headed? Because I don't know if I was with you on this.
You were sleeping. I think we eventually make it around the lobby for more coffee. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's just some of the stuff they do. Yeah.
It was really family oriented, even though like Disneyland was right around the corner.
Right across the street, basically.
A lot of people, you could tell, went to both, but there was still plenty to do here.
Also, do you go outside here?
No, I didn't get to even think about it. I just saw, because this was the hidden coffee shop. It wasn't the big one, it was the smaller one that was only open a few hours. But whoever worked there, that lady made way better coffee, and she had more like flavors. And so when I discovered this little coffee shop, this one, I was like, oh, props to you.
Well, we can see who
It was even worth a picture.
we can see who she promotes.
Well, you didn't really have too much of a choice. There was Starbucks and whatever's in the room. He like whatever coffee that was.
Regular coffee. Regular
But the
coffee.
plants too. Like I know we gave a lot of props to the fish, but the plants there were amazingly kept too. Just the whole ground. But watching them work early in the morning, those guys, man.
Yeah. They were
They
out.
had their wind blower, like they had their.
It's called a leaf blower, sweetie.
blowers.
Wind blower. Oh,
Wind
go,
blower.
honey. I'm gonna go out to the garage and get the wind blower.
You know the thing. Whatever. They were working hard. 'Cause some days it was cleaner, and some days it was. You could tell people don't always clean up after themselves. But I will say it wasn't in the Aquashella area.
It's not often you see that inside a building.
Yeah, and it was so cool because that's the restaurant. That was the seafood restaurant. And you could sit on the little sailboat. We didn't eat there, but I heard it was good.
You really would have to like actively try to do something different every night because there's just so much to do. Not including the stuff that was going on at Aquashella.
Yeah, stay tuned next year. We'll probably stay there again, I'm assuming, and we'll have the rest of the hotel.
Yeah.
So subscribe so you don't miss out.
Where are we headed now? This has still got to be you.
Yeah.
Everything late in the evening is me. Shots of that.
Well, I was curious what this door led to, because when you were outside of the convention before I went to this area, I didn't know where that door led, and it was one of those things I was like, I must go walk through that door just to see where it goes. And so this is where it went, and I was like, that's cool.
Oh, okay. And let's see if you get a shot. All right, straight across the courtyard, right there.
That was the convention center.
That's the convention center. You go in any of those bottom doors,
And the line went all the way down.
Oh yeah.
This was just because we don't have palm trees in Missouri.
Yes. Fascinated with palm trees.
And we should have recorded the room when we first got there, but instead we do things backwards and we recorded the room after we had stayed there all weekend and made a complete mess. But this was the room. And somewhere in that room is the other part of the marine light that we probably forgot somewhere in this room.
There's me being lazy.
But it
That's when it was
ran
raining.
in.
Been sprinkling.
Everybody said it was hot, which it was, but when we came back to Missouri, I'm like, dang, I think it went from cold to 90.
You're on your way somewhere.
Back to the
Oh, yeah.
place. There is a lot of memories made over those chicken nachos.
Just hanging out, talking to everybody.
They came out on a freaking like
Cookie
sheet, and it was drenched in cheese and I don't even know what yumminess and they were
Everything,
good.
salsa, guacamole, sour cream, you name it.
You had the loaded tots and the deviled eggs at some point, but I just stuck to chicken nachos. Because by the time I got worked all day, we had our donut. I just ate. It was like
There
a
it is, chicken nachos.
It's really good.
There.
Whatever that salsa is, we don't have here, and it was really good.
Yeah. There's the other atrium.
This was where right there's the arcade. Well, like I'm pointing like.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
the.
no, it's right
there's
there.
the arcade right there. So you kind of. This was a little bit lower level.
Yeah.
It still walked right up to the main.
Yeah, you followed this around, then it went back up. You had to go up one little flight of stairs and go back up.
There's a salon right there. Which one day I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna visit. I wrecked my manicure.
Yeah, because over that,
This
I'm
was-
pointing to now. See what you did? You got me doing it. That's where the steakhouse was above you.
We tried to eat at the steakhouse, but it didn't seem open, so that's why we went to the buffet. And this was the consensus, I believe, was an Arapaima, but I can't remember what kind.
Yeah.
we got, but it was ginormous, and just
Yeah, here he comes.
chill.
Yeah, he
Took
just
his
slow
time.
and steady. Just
But he came right over to us, be like, "Hey, what's up?"
yeah. He
Really
just
cool.
yeah,
And
he-
that water's not that deep, but it was.
it is out in the middle.
Yeah, but it was a pretty large. He had plenty of room, and everything's just so well kept. Like, look how clear that water is.
Yeah, he was just chill. He came right up to the edge and just
He just
stayed.
stayed there for a while, and then I didn't want to leave, so I just stayed there too.
Yeah. And he was like, "All right, you're
I
filming
was like,
me.
I'm gonna film
cool."
you. I'm gonna film a short of you. I'm just gonna hang out and get to know you.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm
That's
here."
a cool fish.
He's like, "What's up? Here I am."
You could probably eat me.
Oh yeah. He was like 4 foot long.
Yeah. About the same size. Short.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to describe him. Oh yeah, here's where we went. When you go around the backside of his habitat, you'll go to this other little habitat, and this is where they had some of the Florida snakes and
Yeah.
turtles. And that's what you'll see in all these upcoming shots.
Little big alligators.
Yep.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
They bite my
Yeah, I was gonna
finger
say,
off.
yeah, you wanna take one home? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, all their enclosures for everything were well maintained. You can tell they keep a lot of pride in taking care of all of it. Oh yeah, here's the
I don't like snakes, but I like snakes in the comfort of it.
behind the glass.
They were beautiful though, what you can see of them.
Yeah, there's no super good shot. Well, there is that one. I think the meanest one in the whole thing was the only one that was out and about. Yeah. The pine snake, yeah, he's another one he's hid. He's back in the back corner. Because you can see him pretty good. But their rattlesnake, he must be the tough one. Or no, it's the rat snake. Was it the rat? Yeah, it was the rat snake. Yeah, he must be the tough one because he was just chilling.
It was beautiful, but I'm like, I don't want to mess with you.
He was just chilling. He was like, whatever.
They are fascinating I don't think I could have one.
And the corn snake, I don't even know if we were able to get an actual shot of him. He's in the back right corner,
Underneath that rock.
hid, I mean tucked up in there. He's in that very back right corner.
I don't think we can see him very well, but that's where he was at.
Yeah, he's back right in there. He was extra shy. Old turtle hatchery. Soon to have baby turtles.
Turtles are fun. I had a turtle my entire, most of my childhood. It was little bitty. Didn't get, but 2 inches, but we named him Speedy. We put him in the turtle racing contest every year at the fair.
Maybe because he had short little waves.
Short little legs. There's just so much to look at. This place was, like I said, I keep saying it over and over again, but it did not disappoint at all. It was awesome. And it was pretty easy to find. It was really close for the most part. It was only 19 miles away from the airport. So when we arrived, we just walked out. The guy's like, "You want to ride?" I was like, "Yes, please." And he drove us there.
It was a
and
good show.
That was
Awesome
the really
show.
nice.
Couldn't ask for any better.
I hate to say goodbye, but it is time to go.
And
Yep.
here we are. We're ready.
Unfortunately. We had
Exhausted,
fun,
looking
though.
tired.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to Chicago.
And then there's the bench of wisdom. I got so much advice. Sitting, talking, and chit-chatting with everybody just on the benches. So that's the bench of wisdom. YouTube wisdom. It was so fun. Secretly scoping for lizards.
I figured. This is me exhausted.
Yeah, please.
This is me going, I'm done.
This was just me trying to pack.
This is me laughing at Carrie. Me laughing
Get
at
it.
Carrie going,
Done.
because what
I'm not
stuff
picking up any of my
she
Aquashella
did get
goodies.
from the show, she was not going to ship to herself, as she stated earlier, so she decided that
Well,
no matter what, I will make it fit in my
Well,
suitcase.
I did it. There was a jacket that I thought was someone's, but it was given for merch to give away, and it had the Aquashella patch, and they're like,
Good.
"It's free." I was like, "I don't want to take it." I was like, "I don't want to take it." It's someone's jacket, but it was kind of thick, and so I wasn't giving it up. And then the plants from Lucas, we got some plants from Lucas. I wasn't giving it up, and some kind of tree thing that you put plants on, and some coasters, and I wasn't giving any of it up. So.
And you did not.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that video and kind of the reaction to watching it. Was Jesse's first time watching it, so I hope that you enjoyed this. This is something new for the both of us.
Oh yeah, well, stay tuned. Like
The button.
Yep, subscribe. Come check us out. So there's gonna be a lot more videos coming up really quick.
And I cannot wait for Chicago. So until next time, thanks for watching. Enjoy.